welcome back to another video, and welcome to your stimulus check update, stimulus package and infrastructure update and daily news report. Today is the 20th anniversary of the September 11th attacks. Later on at the end of this video, many people have been asking, where was I? First, let's get into the updates, because right now many lawmakers are pushing to get their agenda through. Whether it's free community college, whether it's expanding Medicare, the extension of the child tax credits, pushing in stimulus checks, providing more for the American people, calling on President Biden to extend unemployment benefits, get the money out for rental assistance much quicker. Here's what we know. Lawmakers are now rethinking that we must really work on what should be passed now and get this done in the upcoming stimulus package. Nancy Pelosi, she wants to start working on this as soon as September 20th. As soon as the House of Representatives comes back to Washington, they are going to start working on this bill, this $3.5 trillion infrastructure bill. Some lawmakers argue we don't need to worry about a pathway to citizenship. These are some Democrats too. They're arguing we don't need to worry about a pathway to citizenship when we need to focus on the people within the country first. It's true. But then also the pathway to citizenship does impact the people that are already in the country, who are still fighting for citizenship. So there's things that can go both ways here. Others say that free community college is a benefit that we can live without for the next couple of years. Which is true, we could live without this. However, lawmakers, Democrats specifically, are saying we need to get this passed now, because as we get closer to the presidential in 2024, this will not be an easy thing to pass, because moderates will most likely oppose this. Probably. Some are also fighting to either expand Medicare benefits or make federal subsidies for Obamacare permanent. It's either or. It's not both, it's not neither, it's either or. So we'll see what happens there. But these are just some of the fights. And yesterday, we learned that the House of Representatives is pushing to see the child tax credit payments extended all the way to 2025. This is past their 2024 goal. The Senate Democrats, they only want to push this to 2024. That's it. That's the reason why they want to go to 2024, and they don't believe they'll be able to get it to 2025. And moderates in the Senate, they're trying to save money in pretty much any legislation out there. They're trying to cut costs. And so one of the ways they can do that here is actually by limiting their reach. Instead of going all the way to 2025 or even 2024, they're saying let's go to 2023. That is just 2 extra years. It could happen. It seriously could happen. But what we are hearing right now is that Democrats feel that this legislation must be extended due to all other programs being or expiring at this time. We know the unemployment benefits expired. The $300 per week boost expired. That's $1,200 a month just taken away, gone. We know the eviction moratorium that ended. But the good news is nutrition assistance SNAP benefits are going to see about a 25% increase starting in October. That's good news. Social Security is going to get a pretty big boost in 2022. That doesn't start until January, but that will be good, but that's also due to inflation. So some are saying we need to see more, but they also state that with these child tax credit payments continuing, there won't be a need for stimulus checks. Oh, okay. Well, then we have experts that argue that not everyone has a child who even qualifies for these benefits. And it leaves out additional help for individuals and seniors. 2 people that have been negatively impacted because this past year. Well, according to reports, this is one of the reasons why lawmakers are pushing for a $1,000 cash voucher. $1,000. It's not $600, it's supposed to be $1,000. And according to reports, the reason why they bumped it an additional $400 up from $600 to $1,000 is because they agree that seniors have been impacted and have not received the benefits from the federal government. So these $1,000 cash vouchers are not just to go towards medical expenses and vision and dental and hearing. These will help with other things as well. But what we're hearing is that instead of taking your money for a senior, your money out of your pocket and paying for vision, just use the cash voucher so that the money that's in your pocket, you can go and pay for other things. Okay, but that's a decent amount of help. But like I've stated over the past few days, $1,000 is not going to cover a good pair of hearing aids. It's not. Is $1,000 going to cover a full set of dentures, quality dentures? No, it's not. You're going to come pretty short there. Will it cover a good pair of glasses? Yes, we'll cover glasses. But as far as quality dentures, quality hearing aids, no, it doesn't. Now, according to reports yesterday, though, lawmakers are pushing for other things as well. Lawmakers have proposed an expansion of the electric vehicle tax credit. Well, that's good if you're going to buy an electric vehicle. If you're not going to buy an electric vehicle or do not have any money, it does you absolutely no good. So this is going to help out those that have money. Here's what we know. This credit will be for $12,500. That's an additional $5,000 on top of the previous EV tax credit, which is only $7,500. But this $12,500 per vehicle is for U.S.-made, union-made zero-emission models. The $7,500 though is still going to be in effect, and this is going to go in effect for most other electric cars. We also know they are going to do away with the 200,000 electric vehicle limit for companies. So like General Motors and Tesla, who sold easily over 200,000 units, then if you sell more than the 200,000, then your tax credit actually goes away, or it kind of decreases. Well, what we know is Tesla doesn't actually have a tax credit right now simply because they have sold over 200,000 units. So they're going to do away with this. They also say used electric vehicles will be eligible for up to $2,500. They say the current limits for buyers is that you can't make more than $400,000 per year to get the new credit. And here's the other thing, they're going to implement a restriction as to how expensive the cars can be. So a car can't be worth more, or you can't buy it for more than $55,000. Trucks cannot exceed $74,000. But here's where things get interesting. Just a month ago, many lawmakers agreed and they discussed limits. The limit that they were discussing was an income limit of only $100,000, and a vehicle couldn't cost more than $40,000 each. That's a big reduction. That's a $15,000 reduction in cost of the vehicle, when cars are actually more expensive now than before. They say that the fifth wave could be much worse. Experts predict that the Delta variant had a lot to do with the recent surge. Many are saying that people went and had vacations, spent time with friends and family and loved ones, went out, did whatever they had to do over the summer, because many people predicted we would either go back on a lockdown, we would see additional restrictions, businesses wouldn't be open, certain places like Hawaii are going to require, more tests or other things, quarantining or whatever, right? Everybody had predictions that we're going to see more restrictions. So people went and had a great time over the summer. Well, having a great time over the summer meant more cases. Well, experts say that hopefully that is exactly what happened, because they do not want to see these cases continue. If they do, things will not be looking great. But they say that we will not have answers until sometime in October as to how things are going to play out. So we'll see what happens there. We also know that a group of more than 200 CEOs from companies like Walmart, Amazon, and Home Depot all support President Biden's or test mandate. Even companies like United Airlines, Disney, Tyson Foods, Facebook, and Google have all required in-person employees to be even before this mandate. So, more companies are going to be forcing very soon. However, some are saying that it wasn't because of what President Biden said. They were actually planning on doing this anyway. So we'll see what happens there. Now, I told you in the beginning of this video, I would kind of share my thoughts on the 9/11 attacks. This has been 20 years. 20 years. And again, this is one of those days that it's interesting. It's interesting, you know, the kind of the mentality, the thoughts that go through people's heads. I remember where I was. You know, 9/11 in 2001 on September 11th. I remember. My birthday is actually September 14th. So I remember I was sitting in class. I was giving out I think a couple of invitations to some of my friends, and I was giving out these invitations, and we just kept hearing all these like rumblings in the hall. I was in 7th grade in middle school. Our classroom was one of the only classrooms in the building that had a TV in it. My teacher had a TV. He just really loved to watch sports, so he had a TV. Well, what we found out with teachers coming to the classroom, they came because they kept hearing things, and so this was on the radio. This was before people had really cell phones, so they kept hearing things on the radio. You know, there was an attack, or not attack. There was a crash, and so we were all watching. You know, we watched it. So I remember seeing the second plane hit the towers live. I remember seeing it live, and that was something that even today, you know, just the other day I was watching one of the documentaries on I think Netflix or Hulu. It was tough to watch, but I remember that day because, yeah, obviously the attacks, but the thing that I remember the most was how united everybody was. Everybody. It wasn't Democrats and Republicans, the color of your skin. We were Americans. That's all that mattered. And so I remember, it was a small classroom, held like, I think we had like probably 20 to 25 students in the classroom, but we had 4 or 5 other classrooms in there all at the same time. All sitting there watching a little box sitting on a stand, you know, up to the front of the classroom. And I remember I was sitting there and there's no room. So in my little desk, I kind of slid over in my seat and had somebody sit next to me. Well, that person became, you know, a good friend later on, you know, after that. But it was one of those things that we just came together. And so that's what I remember. Is over the next few days, you go to a store. I'm pretty sure Lowe's was still, I think it was Home Improvement, I don't remember the store, but it was before Lowe's. And I remember we went down there, I think to get a flagpole. They were gone. Everybody was flying the American flag. Every single house. Drive down the street, American flag, American flag, American flag. That was great to see. It's interesting. And just remembering all that was different. So that's where I was. That's what I remember. Everybody came together. It's still tough to you know, think about. I didn't lose anybody. I didn't lose anybody that I knew of. Friends, loved ones, family members, anybody in the attacks. But I knew a bunch of people. I knew a bunch of people from my school that had relatives that worked in the Twin Towers. And they had no idea what happened. There was many people from my school that left school because they just couldn't stand it. I was able to stay all day. And a lot of my friends stayed all day. But that's the thing. That's just remembering where we were, what happened. It was a crazy day. It was seriously a crazy day. But what I can tell you is, ever since then, it seems like we have been divided. After, a little bit of time passed, we went back to normal, and we have not been united since. So I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know where we're going, but what I can tell you is I will still be here. I will continue to provide updates on the stimulus package, the infrastructure bills, everything that's going on within our government. I will try to keep you updated on all that. If you have any questions whatsoever, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. If you feel like sharing where you were, your thoughts on this event 20 years ago, please, I would love to see where you guys were, what you guys are thinking, what's going on through your mind, and everything in between. So please share your thoughts down in the comment section below. But again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. See you guys on the next one. See you guys.